All right, you guys, well, welcome. OMG, I cannot believe it is literally March 12th. We are almost, halfway through the month. Not quite, but getting darn close. And so I just want to welcome all of you guys. I was just kind of chatting back and forth to all of you, seeing how you're doing. And I just want to give huge shout out to all of the coaches sharing their transformations in the challenge groups. And I think the most beautiful thing, so today we're going to talk about challenge groups, but I think the most beautiful thing, and I'm going to share like why I feel like you guys are doing so well. It's our team in general just is amazing. Is you guys are challengers yourself. Not, you don't become a coach and then not become a challenger. Like I literally went in there yesterday and I was like, yeah, I had 6 pieces of cake. I feel like horrible. And then I kind of shared what my strategy was. Never forget to be a challenger. Never forget. Like the moment you forget to be a challenger is the moment that you've lost sight of your vision, because that's why you started. So I just want to give huge shout out. You guys are crushing it. I have other coaches from other teams asking me how I'm getting you guys to share so many amazing transformations. So what I'm going to share with her, I'm going to share with you guys how that's happening and how I know that that's happening with our team and why you guys are amazing. But I also want to give a huge shout out. Obviously, all of you guys jumping on. Oh my gosh, I love all of you guys. But I give a huge shout out to Miss Elisa. So I'm going to do an announcement this week. But the girlfriend in like 2 weeks being a coach already turned Emerald. So she's already Emerald. So I will be announcing this week she is Emerald. She's freaking crushing it. Like I see her posts and I'm like, how long have you been a coach? So Elisa, I just want to give you a huge shout out. You're doing so amazing. So if you guys aren't following her, make sure you do. I mean, obviously we've got Megan, we've got Ashley, we've got Shauna, Kara, like all of you guys are just Michelle, Victoria, or all of you guys are doing such amazing jobs at sharing your journey. So today I want to really talk about challenge groups and how to run the most amazing challenge group. And so first, I have a list I'm going to share with you long, so make sure you have your notepads out. There are so many ways to run a challenge group. And I know a lot of you guys have only experienced maybe my way or Ashley's way or whoever's is your upline coach, and so you don't know any different. So I want to share with you guys a secret. I have never been a part of a challenge group, ever. I've never been in one. I created my own. I was never invited to one. I became a coach. My coach at the time never ran one. She had them, but it was like I just wasn't invited. I didn't ask, and so I didn't know. So I literally Googled how to create a group on Facebook, and I was like, all right, well, I know they need motivation. I know I'm going to share my food, and I know like I'm just going to do a workout with them. So that's how I started. So I want to share with you guys that this does not have to be perfect along this journey. That you running your own challenge group really is so individual. You don't need to run them like me. You don't need to run them like Ashley. You don't need to run them like any of the coaches here on the team. Oh my God, Kendra, I'm going to go get my glass of wine. I totally have my glass of wine waiting over there. I already had one and I'm waiting until after the call because I don't want to be like, hey y'all. But I want to share with you guys that you as a coach, okay, I need you to hear this. You as a coach make a decision how you want to run your groups, and there's no wrong way. So I have a ton of things I want to share, but I know that Ashley is on a little bit of a time crunch with her kids. I think one's homesick and then her husband isn't there. So before I share, I want to introduce you guys obviously to Ashley on the top right. She's amazing. Oh my God. Like I love her to death. Like she literally was a brand new coach of mine last year and literally like didn't even have a Facebook account. She was like, oh, I have to get Facebook to join your groups? Okay. She created a Facebook account. I always say when coaches are like, I don't think I'll be successful because I don't have it. I'm like, let me tell you a story. Miss Ashley is amazing. She has, I don't even know, Ashley, you have over 20 coaches, if not more, in that time frame. So I'm going to have her share some of her top tips of how she has ran her challenge groups to be really successful. And then I'm going to run through mine, but I know I'm going to have her go first just because she's on a little bit of a time crunch being home alone with the kids and some sick kiddos. So Ashley, let me unmute your line. First of all, she's amazing. She's only one coach away from Diamond. And then she will be one of those coaches though, that will literally turn Diamond and then like 2-star overnight because she has so many coaches that have already ranked advanced and she's already signed a ton of new coaches and they're crushing it. So that's kind of what happened to me. I turned diamond and then turned 3-star from diamond because I already had so many coaches that were crushing it. And Ashley will be exactly the same way. So Ashley, jump on, share your tools that are really working in your challenge group to encourage people and kind of, let them know how simple it really can be and what's worked for you.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. I just love you so much, and I'm just like, oh, I get to be on a call. Can't wait. And so anytime I get to do anything with you, I'm like, yay. So I'm going to save the best for last. That's what I decided. I'm going to save the best tip that I have that works for me for last. So of course, like majority of what I learned from Rhonda, because hello. And I just kind of moved forward from there. It was really important to me when I first started, when I started getting into my own challenge groups, that I had enough people. I really wanted to make sure the vibe in there kind of fits my personality. I'm like very just kind of energetic and just kind of like just all over the place and spastic and crazy, but just I'm really big on just the support, and so much of life is mental, you guys. So much of it is your outlook, how you are handling it, what you do with what is thrown your way. And so my boot camps are fitness and all of that, but a lot of it is, I'm gonna save that part for last. Okay, so so in the boot camps, I mean, it's pretty simple. I think like Rhonda has shared, once you kind of get your mojo going and you get your system down and you get your files that you're going to use and you upload them, they typically stay similar every time, and they kind of run themselves as far as the files go and all that. In mine, I do obviously a welcome video in the beginning where I just kind of break everything down. They're usually like 10 minutes pinned to the top. That way, because people, after we do this a while, I think we kind of forget how kind of overwhelming it is a little bit, like the workouts and the container system, and maybe there's a prize raffle in the group, and this and this and this and this and the program materials and the Beachbody on Demand. And so I just really like to break everything down for people so they really understand just the step-by-step. And now that I've done that so many times, I mean, I never wrote it out or anything. I just kind of go with the flow and just kind of freestyle it, whatever. And I just go over the treats, and I go over the portion fixed meal plan. Step 1, watch this video. Step 2, did you guys get your goodies in the mail yet? If so, you want to make sure that you've talked to your coach and decided on what workout program you want to do. Then leading into the containers and making sure you figure out your calorie bracket. And I always emphasize, because it's just crazy, so many people don't realize this, but you need to follow the workout calendar. That is huge. Like, some people don't know that, and they'll just, yeah, I did this one today and this one yesterday. And I'm like, well, no. So that's something that I kind of nipped in the bud right away. Just making sure that people watch that video. It explains everything. It goes over everything. It talks about the files in there. I've got probably over, I don't know, like 60 something files, 60 to 70 files. I always am sharing recipes every day, like multiple recipes every single day, on top of tips. That's kind of the daily thing, 5 days a week. On the weekends, I kind of taper it back a little bit, because everybody, look at my husband in the background. What is he doing? I wonder if he's doing that on purpose. He's such a spaz. He just came through the side gate. What the heck? He's like stalking me. Well, he's home now. He can watch the kids. So the files. Okay, the files. And so I have, every day and 5 days a week, I add new recipes. I share tips, tools, all that kinds of stuff. And on the weekends, I taper it back a little bit. That's more just kind of accountability, saying hi, checking in. And in the file section, I've got some recipe staples that I just carry over. I've got tons of Shakeology dessert recipes, because those are huge. And a lot of the times people, they don't put those into action. And like Rhonda's peanut butter cups, oh my God, the Shakeology balls, if you guys haven't tried them, the mug cake, you have to try them. And so I make sure that's a staple. To me, that's a staple that people need to have in there. And so that is in there. I have 3 ingredient, 4 ingredient, 5 ingredient Shakeology recipes in there for people to try. I always make sure and specify, the first couple of days, I'm pretty anal about getting all the information out there and all the bases covered. I do a how to use your Beachbody on Demand video that I put in there for everybody to look at. And I also specify, because before I started coaching, and people appreciate this, I tried Shakeology. I ordered it to try. And I just looked at the back. And if you look at the back, like the amount of water they say to use, I think the range is from like 8 to 12 ounces. And if you do like 12 ounces, unless you're doing more Shakeology, it doesn't taste good. It's like watered down. Right. It's watered down. And so a lot of people don't know that. And you guys, it's key for your people to love the Shakeology and continue to do it and just love it. They have to know how to make it right. And so I just get that out of the way right away. I'm like, look, this is how I make it. I love it super thick, super, super, super thick. This is how I make it. This is what I put in there. Tons of ice makes it more thick. And I would share Rhonda. I'm like, Rhonda, I can tell hers is more watery. She just loves it that way. And I said, so less ice, it will be like that. But I clarify, because when I tried them, I remember I got the sampler pack like years ago. I'm like, this is nasty. This is nasty. And I do not like it. I don't know how anybody could drink this. I'm like, it's horrible. But again, because that range on the back, 8 to 12 ounces, is huge. Like, for example, I do 8 to 9 ounces of liquid. But that's something that I think is huge, because you want to avoid that in your groups where people have no idea where to start with the Shakeology, because that is such a key factor in their health and the lifestyle and continuing with this. And so if you have people like, oh, Shakeology is gross, I'm quitting it. Well, that's just, no, there's got to be a flavor that they love, because the flavors are amazing and there's so many to choose from. It's the way they're making it that's not right. So I like to keep that in the file section as well. All different variations of different types of recipes, normal recipes, meal prepping information, just kind of the staples. And then we just add to that as we go throughout. And then each month it's a new boot camp. So I carry my girls over and then I add the new people in. If it's within the first 2 weeks of a boot camp, I will just add people in. I won't tell them to wait for next month. Like, we are a week into our boot camp right now. We just started the second week today. So if somebody reached out to me and was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to start, I want to get your boot camp, I wouldn't have them wait until April. Because a lot of times people, they get super excited, super pumped, and they're like, oh my God, I can't wait. And then if you have them wait, they kind of lose that enthusiasm, and they get nervous, and then they like second guess themselves. So I'm just like, no, we'll get you plugged in right away. And then it just goes back to, it's not a big deal that they're not in there from the beginning, because it goes back to the welcome video. Tag them in the welcome video, and then they know what's going on. Tag them in the Beachbody On Demand how-to video. Welcome them in there, of course. And everybody's so great about, cheering everybody on and saying, oh my gosh, so excited to have you. Let's see. The prize raffle, I kind of talked about that. Rhonda does the prize raffle too. We just do a prize at the end, and it is for, similar to what she does. I don't have a check-in post, but it's just who is showing up. I take like the top 10 people, the top 8 to 10 people in my group that are showing up the most. Whether that be saying, I just had the worst day ever and I drank so much beer and wine and I had a whole pizza by myself. Or it's like, I just crushed it and I've lost 2 pounds and whatever. It has nothing to do with how well they're doing in their journey, if they're killing it or if they're losing the most weight or losing the most inches, because that stuff can be kind of like defeating. It's just about showing up and being a part of the group and holding yourself accountable and showing up no matter what. Even if you're having the most sucky day ever, the most sucky week ever, it's just showing up. And we have a lot of girls in our boot camp that are in like stressful situations. I have some girls that work evenings or they work nights, which is kind of crazy for them. And they still show up, and we have girls that are in school. I just signed another coach who's in grad school. And so to me, the accountability of just showing up no matter what, even on those days that are like not good, it just builds that habit, and then they just get really into it and they just do it naturally without even thinking about it. Sorry, I
love, Ashley, that you shared. So the thing that is so important that you guys all know, you don't have to do gifts, but it is a lot of fun. And I do find that people show up even more. So my question, Ashley, I wanted to ask you, I have a limit, and this is just me. I have a limit. I try to make the gift under $20 just because I actually do that times 2 because I have 2 gifts for each group. So I try to do it like $15 to like $18 for the gift. What do you do for gifts to give people ideas?
Gifts, let's see, what have we done? Mine typically, I do 2 as well. I just take the top, I do the raffle and pick the names out, but I do 2. I just wanted to do 2 instead of 1. So I do 2 every month, and I usually keep it around Yeah, like probably about $25 each person, I would say. It just kind of depends. But for gifts, all kinds of stuff. I've done some really cute Beachbody stuff, Beachbody bags, Beachbody water bottles. I've done Nike gift cards that people loved because they can do it online. I've never done Amazon gift cards. I always do Nike. I want it to be like, I feel like with Amazon, I don't want them to use that to like go buy groceries, because they work so hard and a lot of us don't treat ourselves. We don't spend the money on ourselves. And so I want to make sure it's something they can't go and buy like groceries. And so if it's like Nike, they have to buy something for themselves.
Well, and it's cool. Like you guys on our Beachbody website, there's gifts for like 10, 12, 15.
Yeah.
So it's so amazing. That bag that I did for a long time, like, eat like you love yourself type bag. That bag was $15 and it was so
Yes.
amazing. And people were like, I want that bag, so definitely like even like doing like a gift that's seasonal, for like what's going on in the industry, so forth, is really, really great. But I love, now tell me a little bit about the two groups you run. Do you do yours similar to mine where you have a maintenance group and then you have a brand new group? Do you do yours similar?
I have not branched into the maintenance group yet. Like the vibe of the group, we've just been building and building and
Okay.
building.
Okay.
So I just have the one.
We'll talk about that. And that's what I want you guys to know, is that there's so many different types of groups to run. And the reason I want to talk about this is because there's no wrong way. And I think it's important that you guys know that you are the CEO of your own business. So what works best for you is what you'll want to do. But sometimes it's finding your mojo. Like when I first became a coach, it was kind of known in the industry to run one large group. Now, I know a lot of you guys that are in my new group, you're thinking, well, that's a large group. No, 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 no. One large group was 300 to 400 people. I'm not even kidding you. So, and you talk to like Tanya Barron, that's in T25, and her group is like 700 people. For me, that didn't work. It just didn't. I noticed people got lost. The new people got really intimidated by the people that have been doing it for months. And I found I really need to have a group where people were maybe only a few months in or just starting. And then my maintenance group of people that have been with me for years that just want to continually to have that support. And I want to continually give that to them. So at some point in your guys' business, you make a decision to do that. And, Ashley will get there. I think I wasn't there until I was probably 2 years in the business, when I was like, all right, total transition in doing two different groups. And here's the deal, is I really do post similar things. The first week or two in a new group, the maintenance group doesn't really need those things. I will bring some of them over to remind them. But other than that, they're getting really the same stuff. Right. So it's just a constant new recipes and different things. So, but Ashley,
and I love that. That's what I'm going to do. That is my plan, because I like doing that and having the maintenance group and then having the new group. But I wanted to wait until because our group is at about 60 right now. But I wanted to wait until I'm getting I want to have enough people in my new boot camp every month to make it so that vibe is the same and the energy is just amazing. And it wouldn't be there yet. So
and there's a couple of reasons I want to explain to you guys why I did that and why I found it worked really good for me. And I know, Kendra, this will be really, really beneficial for you to hear this. Is when I first became a brand new Beachbody coach, some people bought Shakeology from me. Some people bought, at the time there wasn't Beachbody On Demand, so some people would buy packages from me or different workouts. And so not everybody was on the same page. So I found that my people were not getting the best results. I'm just going to keep it real. There's a system that our people really do have to follow to get the best results, and that's drinking Shakeology and following a program. And that also includes following the meal plan. So it's been so cut and dry. Like I was going through some of my old notes from even a year ago. It's like when you start a fitness program, that fitness program includes the meal plan. Otherwise, you're not doing it. So I found that my one group that I was doing just, some people would show up, some people, they just were not getting the best results. And I took a huge shift in my business because I was like, I work hard. I work really, really hard, and I want to change lives. And I don't want these people that kind of want their lives changed. I want to work with people that really want their lives changed. So that's when I transitioned. And what I did is I made a video, and I want to talk a little bit about Kendra. Kendra is a brand new coach. She's doing amazing. She has what she created as a clean eating group, where she just had a group where people are in there for recipes and support, but not all of them have purchased something. And I think when you become a brand new coach, I think that that's always really great to have like a clean eating group, but then having them a place where you can transition them. Let's keep it real. If people don't actually invest in themselves, they're not going to show up.
Right.
They're just not. So I found that to be very true, as those people that didn't invest in actually buying a challenge pack or buying Shakeology, that they weren't really committed in showing up. They're like, I'll show up whenever. But if you've committed to $160, you're going to be like, all right, I'm giving this my all. And then if not, I want a freaking refund, Rhonda, right? So what I did is I went in that group. That was my group of just a lot of people, some doing Shakeology, some not, some doing fitness programs, and I said, here's what I'm doing. I am transitioning this group to, if you want to stay in here, great. I will still provide the tools, but I have a brand new group that is going to crush it. They are going to kill it because they are going to follow the system exactly the way that I do to get me the results that I've had. And you could even go to the point where you share transformations from our team and be like, this is why I'm doing it. But this group may not be for everybody. These are for the people that are just hardcore and sick and tired of being tired. And I want to transition you guys into. So message me and I'll send you the details. So you don't leave the details in the group, you leave it to a private message. And then you take care of them and then you deal with them in a private message. So this really is kind of going more towards Kendra and what she's kind of going through. Not everybody's at that place, but I really want to talk about where you guys can find challenge group tools, because I think you get in mine or in Ashley's or in some of the coaches in the team and you're like, how do I even recreate this? So I want to actually tell you guys how to do this. You're a brand new coach. You heard when you first jumped on, I literally have never, ever been in a challenge group. I don't even know what anybody else's look like. I'm just like doing my own thing. So I want you guys to know you don't have to know what you're doing. I don't even know, okay? So, but I want to give 3 tools that you can go and grab all of the tools if you're brand new and you're like, well, obviously I don't have all the content that these other coaches have. First of all of my content is your content. Take it. It's yours. I don't want to hoard it. I want you guys to use it. I created those YouTube videos and stuff for you guys to do it. One of the really cool things, Jade, she's not on the call, but she shares all my YouTube videos in her challenge group. She messaged me. She said, hey, my people feel like they know you so well. Would you be able to go live in my challenge group and just maybe share some tips and tools? Because I share all of your stuff all the time. I was like, hell yeah, I'll go in there. And I did that for her. So I want you guys to know I'm willing to do that for you guys as well. So use my stuff. That way you're not always duplicating it, or use my stuff with the idea that you're going to duplicate it. But I'm going to teach you how to duplicate what I've done, okay? So 3 things. In your back office on your Coach Online website, did you know that you can log in there and it tells you exactly what to post on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, everything. So you don't even have to know what you're doing. So you can literally grab that and then maybe share something that you're doing in your life, okay? Second, YouTube. Y'all, I use YouTube like there's no tomorrow. I'll be like, I think I created a video on how to access your Beachbody on demand, and it got all messed up on my computer. So now I just grab the one online. I'm like, here's how you access Beachbody on demand. I just give it to my people, right? And then the other thing is Pinterest. Pinterest is huge. Everything you ever wanted to know about the 21-day fix is on Pinterest. Everything. So anytime somebody wants a cookie recipe or a brownie recipe or a lasagna recipe, I'm like, let me go Google Pinterest and see what they've got. And I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh, I hate that. Let me look for another one. And then I'll look for another. I'm like, there you go. I'm going to share it. So I want you guys to know, like, some of those recipes I've tried, some of them I haven't, but I share based off how my groups need them. So how big do you make your challenge group? This is 100% up to you. Okay. I'm only bringing these questions up because these were asked. So when I first ran my very first challenge group, I had 8 people. 8 people. They were all family members and friends. I knew all of them. And then at some point in my business, when some of the months got harder, I sometimes had 3 and 4 people. So I didn't have a team. I was never a part of another challenge group. It was just me. So I want you guys to know, like, that's okay. But the best way that you're going to grow as a CEO is to run your own group. So my biggest advice to brand new coaches is set a goal right now on the calendar that you are going to run your own challenge group 3 months after you've been in my groups. That doesn't mean you can't be in mine. You still get to be in mine. But 3 months, I think Ashley was like 3 or 4 months. It gives you enough time to kind of see, or you're like, oh my God, this is like Groundhog's Day. It's like the same stuff. And then there's new things that get added all the time. because the system really does work. And if it works, don't change it. And I'm going to talk about that system and how you guys would lay that out. So how big? It really depends on how big you want it to be. I mean, I've had groups that are, I have one right now that's 250 people, and then the other one right now is 110. That's pretty big, but I'll tell you, I know it's really big because it's the beginning of the year. Okay. Towards the end of the year, I think it'll be 60 or 70 people. Okay. So know that it's not always going to be that big. Let's see. How do I let them in? How do I let people in? I want to talk about that. Because I want you guys to know how to run the most successful challenge groups. So hold on real quick. Let's see. How do I transition from free group? Okay. So how do you determine who gets to go in your challenge group? So this kind of goes towards what Kendra was doing. She ran a clean eating group. If you guys have never ran one, I highly suggest it. Under files in the coach group, I have a video that's called a Clean Eating 101, and it gives all the tips and tools on how to run a successful clean eating group. They're free, but after you run that 5 to 7 day group, then you want to be able to transition these people into a challenge group. So for me, and this is what I do, but I didn't start out this way as a brand new coach, is I don't let anybody in my challenge group unless they're a customer. Now, you guys, that could mean that they bought the containers. That could mean that they bought Shakeology. That could mean that they bought a challenge pack. That could mean that they just bought Beachbody on demand. Ashley, thank you so much for being on and sharing your tips, girl. You rock. So yes, don't discredit somebody because maybe they can't afford the challenge pack. Now, this is how I run my groups. There are coaches in the network that are like, nope, if they don't buy a challenge pack, I'm not going to help them. Or nope, if they, don't buy Shakeology, I'm not going to let them in. I will tell you, I'm at that point. I don't let anybody in my new challenge groups if they don't take Shakeology. I don't. Because I know that is a fundamental of the results of my group. That is how I run them now. In the beginning, I required at least they buy samples. On our site, it's $19 for the samples. They can replace one meal a day for a week. That's ridiculous. In that week, those people that bought samples lost anywhere from 5 to 7 pounds following the meal plan. And then they were like, and then I'll tell you, because there's many of you on the call, then they're like, all right, I'm signed up to be a coach. I'm not paying full price for this stuff, but I'm going to buy a challenge pack. And they got in the group and they tried it. You guys sometimes we have to build trust with these people. So don't automatically think, well, you have to do this. Now I'm telling you that's how I do it. Again, you're the CEO, you choose how to do yours. I do require Shakeology. End of story. I will not let anybody in my new groups. But again, there's the samples for $19, okay? I believe in it that much, and I've seen when I haven't ran them with it, what happens? They don't get good results, okay? Let's see. Make an opening post. So Ashley talked a little about this. These are things that I do in my challenge groups that took no time at all. My opening post for the challenge group that I do, I try to make my videos less than 5 minutes. I literally was in my kitchen before the challenge group started. I propped it up and I was like, and I made sure there was no dates so that I could continually use that YouTube video. Okay. Or you can use a regular video, however you want to do it. But I made sure to welcome myself, tell them who I was, because your coaches are going to come in there and they're going to be like, who's this Megan girl? Who's this Kendra girl? And you need to introduce yourself. So I do a really quick video. I use the same video every single time, and I welcome them and have them share a little bit about themselves, right? And it's so amazing. I want to share how our groups do so well in more in depth. So opening video is super important. I think it's super personal. You keep it the same every time because you're welcoming everybody. Let's see, running a challenge group with other coaches. So when I first became a coach, I transitioned many coaches from customers to coaches because they wanted the discount, or their friends and family were like, okay, you're getting great results. How do I do what you do? So very quickly, I found that it was so helpful for my new coaches to run groups with me. So like if you're a new coach and you've signed a couple coaches, maybe you're in my group, but maybe you want to start running a challenge group with maybe your new coaches. And maybe you guys do it together and you become leaders together. Do you know how much fun this was? Because I remember running my very first group with Alexis, one of my diamond coaches, and now she's got this big old team, but she's a PA, and so she's like total science. Like she is just science and the things, and I'm super funny, and so like it just was awesome. Like everybody got different aspects of what we share daily. So if you guys are scared to run your very first group, team up with one of the coaches on our team. It's so amazing and so much fun. Let's see. This is so big. I cannot tell you. I think I was in my car when I told Kendra this. This is so big. I need you guys not to forget this, because this is going to make your challenge groups the most successful the most successful groups out there on the network. When you start your group, you need to go live in there. You need to go live. You need to welcome them. You need to start answering their questions. You need to walk them through the tools. But here is one thing that you have to do from the get-go. I do it every Saturday, by the way. So I add them in Friday. I make sure and I go live on Saturday. Worst case scenario, something happens with the family, I go Sunday. But I go live and I set the expectations for the next 30 days. I make it very clear what I expect from them. This is how the groups run so freaking amazing, and you guys are killing it, because I don't buttercup it. I walk through, and you guys have all seen it, and I spend a little extra time on my first little part of the post, and I talk about that measurement chart. You guys see me do this? I talk about that measurement chart, and I say, I know this is hard. You are not skipping this. Every single one of you are going to take measurements, and you're going to take pictures, and you're sending them to me. And I literally lay it out, because I don't care if they post them in the group and this is how I do it, you guys, because you're thinking, well, I can't be that person. Well, let me tell you what you're going to do. And I say, but can I tell you something? The people in our groups that get the best results are the ones that do this. Instantly right there, they're like, well, I want the best results, so I'm going to share these pictures, and I'm super embarrassed to share them every guy that I'm helping right now, they all sent him to me, every single one of them, which I was like, psh, because I told them to get the best results, you cannot skip this part. And do you know how awesome every single one of you guys and every single person in our group is getting the best results, and we have the best before and afters, and people are asking us how? It's because of that right there. I require it from the very second that they jump in. The other thing is I set the expectations for the group. You are the CEO of your business. You cannot be on Facebook 24/7. You need to turn notifications off on your phone. If it's not, I know you're stressing out. So turn notifications off on your phone. They should never be on, but you need to set the expectations for your group and let them know when they can get you each day. Okay? So in that video is I say, all right, you're going to get me every morning. And then if you don't get me, I've got other coaches in here that can help you. There is not a personal trainer or a nutritionist in the world where somebody's going to get them every single day. Do not feel bad. You guys cannot be on call 24/7, okay? You got to go find new lives to change. You got to post on social media. You've got to inspire others. You got stuff to do. You got to grow your mind. You got to drink your shake. You got to do your workout. You can't be on there 24/7, right? And that's how we all help each other out. You know, you guys are all on different schedules than me, and so we all kind of help each other out, which is great. And let them know that, okay? So I go live. I set the expectations from the beginning. I expect you to show up at least once a day. I expect you to share before pictures. I want you to know I'm going to be in here once a day. And every Friday, I'm going to do a check-in post where you need to share with me where you're at. And the reason why I do this, and you guys, 100% why I do this, if you look at that post, it's because too many men and women look at the scale. I started doing it because I got frustrated. These women would send their pictures to me, and they looked like they lost 4 pant sizes, and they were sad because they only lost 2 pounds on the scale. And I was like, I need people to focus on something other than a number. That's why I started doing it, because I saw how beautiful they were, and they weren't. So steal that thing. That's our team's thing. Grab it. Those are our transformations that we've all helped create. Do something similar. You can do something different. Like I used to do what Ashley did, where I would just pick the top people that showed up every single day. You know, so I really like people to show pictures and transformations, because you know why? Then I get to see how they're really doing. I get to see if they're smiling beyond those jeans they're wearing, and I get to see where their presence is, okay? You choose however you want to do it. Doing a weekly weigh-in check-in is really wonderful to do. So I set these expectations, you guys, before they even start on Monday. So all of this is done beforehand. You could make a YouTube video and do it, not go live. You can, but make sure that you set these standards. So when they start with you, they know what to expect. Okay. let's see, Friday check-in. Okay, here is how to run the best groups. Okay, so you guys know, obviously on your website, Beachbody already provides you all of the scripts. They provide you day 1, what to post, day 2, all of that. You can use them. I don't use them, but you can use them. As a new coach, it's really great to use. You can use Pinterest. You can use YouTube videos. You can use all of those things. You can use your real life. Use your challenge groups to check in for yourself. Here is what I did. I found after I ran about a half a dozen challenge groups, it was the same issue every single month. People struggled with water. They struggled with weekends. They struggled with sweets. They struggled with getting, the right proteins in. They struggled with whatever it might be. Let me think, what else do I have here? Sodium. So I started making YouTube videos very slowly where it actually tackled all of these things, because guess what, you guys? They're going to come up every month. They are. So why wouldn't you make posts that are already ready to go for your group? So when people struggle with water, anytime somebody comes to my group and they say they struggle, they're having fatigue issues, I'm like, water. I know it's water. 99% of the time it's they're not drinking enough water. That is literally one of the number one reasons people struggle with fatigue, right? And most people are not drinking enough water and don't realize it's going to speed up their metabolism by 30%, right? So I go in and I know that these are going to be the same struggles every single month. So I started making a list of these struggles. I had like 15, and I literally made a goal to make 1 or 2 videos a week. Super easy. And then I would make writing with it, and I would save these videos. And then that way, every single time I ran a challenge group, it got easier and easier. Do you know that 80% of my groups are already created? And then the other 20%, 30%, whatever you want to call it, I basically add what's currently going on in my life, what that group currently needs, because each group is going to be different. Let's see what awesome takeaway. Oh, you're so welcome, Jen. You're so welcome. But I want you guys to start doing that. I want you to start looking at what is the constant thing that's coming up. Do people struggle getting through their workouts really early in the morning? Maybe you do a video about Energize. I literally made my husband turn around in the car today going on vacation and said, go back. I forgot my Energize. I'm not even kidding you. I was like, we were only 5 minutes from home, but I said, go back now. I can't live without it tomorrow morning. So, that's the thing. Like, I have a post tomorrow I'm going to do about the performance line and things from Beachbody that I can't live without, because people ask, well, which ones do you use? Which ones you don't? So it's the same one that I can share. People struggle with weekends, how to adjust the yellows, the carbs with the, so I made a video about that. And then I'm able to recreate them, put them under files. I'm able to, when like today, Martha, she's not on the call, but she's traveling this week. And she was like, oh my God, does anybody have any travel tips? Like, I don't even know what to take with me on my trip. And I was like, done. Here's the YouTube video. I already made it like 3 years ago. So I want you to kind of think about that. People are going to start traveling for spring break. How great would it be the next time you go to the grocery store to be like, here are some great travel tips that are just going to help you guys and that I use when I travel. And then you start doing this so that when you start running groups and you are ready to run your own, you already have it. So I could go on and on and on, but I want you guys to know that the quickest way to be successful at running your own challenge group is just by doing it. I want to share with you guys, I never was a part of one. And I want to share with you guys, you can be successful by doing it and not having to be a part. And you can break away from me and you can do great. And I love that Kendra is a brand new coach. She already started doing that. She already had one. And so it really does. And I know Kendra could definitely share with you guys, it gives you confidence. When you run your very first group or whatever it might be, like you all of a sudden are like, I can do this. I can do this. And then you're going to find some of your groups are really quiet. So I want to share with you guys, my groups now completely changed about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they sucked. They sucked so bad. Like there'd be a good one and then it'd be a really quiet one. And then there'd be a good one and then nobody would be there. And I'd be like, God, what is going on? And it's because, you guys, my number one takeaway, I never set them up with expectations from day one. This is what I need from you to be successful. This is what I need from you to make this work. I know what I'm doing, but I need you to do this for me as well. And I'm going to show up too. Changed everything. Okay. I want you guys to ask questions. We've got about 10 minutes left. I want you guys to unmute your lines and ask a ton of questions. Kendra, yes. Let me unmute you real quick, girl. I'll get you. I think we're fighting each other, huh? No, it's not unmuting. Unmute.
There you go.
There you go. Awesome.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to go ahead and probably wait until the 80 days is over, just because my accountability group is kind of on this ride with me and they're all, excited and watching. And then I think I've been afraid that I'm going to leave people behind. But like you said, if they're not 100% in, I do have some girls with like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And they're just kind of riding that line of, well, I'm kind of doing my own thing, but I'm not getting the results I want. And I'm kind of so I think I'll go ahead and change that and run the very first boot camp per se in April when we end 80 days. So I think I'm going to make that decision and do that. My biggest thing is I'm not very tech savvy and I cannot figure out how to get to the back office. I've been looking for that. I don't know. I keep going on my website and I can't find the back office. So how do I get into the back office?
When you log into your website, there's actually you can YouTube it too. There's tons of YouTube videos. You basically you can Google or YouTube logging into Beachbody and navigating your website. There would be a video, but you literally log into teambeachbody.com. You click on coach.
Yeah.
Right when you click on coach, it says coach office.
Yes, and I've got that. At the very
top there is like all the bars that says monitor your business, like all the different things. If any of you guys can't find anything, very bottom of your website. This is like my saving grace, by the way. The very bottom of your website, there is a thing called FAQ.
Okay.
Literally click on FAQ at the bottom and it's a Google for your website. You click on it and you type in, you could look up Beachbody Summit and everything will pop up.
Okay.
Or there is a live chat. So if you want to chat with somebody really quick, you can be like, oh my gosh, I can't find this. Do you know what it is? They'll help you.
Because I was trying to find those challenge group tools. Because I knew they had to be somewhere.
And my biggest thing is this is my go-to. I usually YouTube it. It is out there. Some coaches created a video for it.
Okay.
And it never fails. It is there for sure. So if you can't find it, tag me. I can always make a video for you as well.
Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to switch it over. I just got 2 more girls signed up. So there's now we're up to 38 or 40 girls in this accountability group, which is awesome. And I go live every day with them. And I feel like I've earned their trust. They're kind of depending on me every day, but I'm doing a lot of work. Like I shared with you, I'm doing a lot of work and some of them are just not switching into it yet. And I think they need that cut and dry.
A couple things you could do, Kendra, that I think would help. So here's where I kind of happened to me, you guys. I got sick and tired of people whining and not getting great results. And it was really frustrating because I was like, well, I'm getting great results. Well, I'm like, you're not following the system. And you need to trust it. And you need to know that there's a money back guarantee if you don't like it, because I'm willing to take that challenge with you. So realistically for me, what happened was 30-day Beachbody on demand, whatever they have now. Look at me. I don't even know because I don't do that. I only do challenge packs, but I want to let you guys know it doesn't always start like that. But even the samples of Shakeology, people are like, I don't know. I'm like, dude, let's get you a week's worth. Let me get you in my new group so you can see how they're killing it. The other thing, Kendra, in the beginning, I had 2 other jobs and a husband that traveled full time, and it was insane. So I didn't have the time that I have now. So I ran a challenge group with another coach because it was saved my life. And she would do them in the evening posts and I would do the day posts. And it worked out so well. And so honestly, even maybe teaming up with another coach and saying, all right, my new group where I require stuff, maybe we could run one together. And then it kind of takes a load off you where you guys get to kind of do it. I mean, think about it, you guys. You're not the only one posting in the challenge groups. You guys are freaking crushing it. Also sharing your stuff too. So when I share that this person has this amazing transformation, I didn't do it. We all did it. We all inspired that person. And so I don't run challenge groups. We run them together, right? And so sometimes transitioning where you do run one with another coach is really, really great. But I will tell you, I got to a point in my business where I got really frustrated and I saw so many people getting amazing transformations through Beachbody. And I was like, I want my groups to do that. What's going on? And it was me. I just wasn't following through with people really, truly doing what Rhonda's doing, which is drinking a shake and doing the workout.
Yeah.
So starting them slow. all right, let's get you the samples. Let's get you the Beachbody On Demand. Let's start you in this transition. You can't afford it. I totally get it. Let's sign you up as a coach so you don't have to pay full price. Let's go this route. You don't ever have to work the business, but let's get you that $32 a month discount, and then let's go from there. So anything I could do to get them to just, just trust me. Just trust me. This is going to change your life, and we guarantee it, or a full refund. Nothing.
Right.
And so those people, and that's where it's really great, even talking about now, Kendra, in your group that you have now, it might even be a good idea to kind of like string them along a little bit and say that you have a really big announcement that's going to be coming really shortly. Can't wait to share, and you're really excited about it, but maybe share a transformation picture and say it might have something to do about this right here, or just kind of getting them excited about it, because you guys are getting such great results because you're following the system. It's that turning point. And again, when you're a new coach, I get it, you guys. Like, that's why I think I signed so many coaches in the beginning of my business, because I wasn't going to pay full price, so why would they? And then really to get people to try it, sometimes it was me mailing samples to them. Sometimes it was them going and buying the sample kit and like getting them to actually invest in that $20. They're like, I can invest in $20 and replace one meal a day for a week, follow your meal plan, get Beachbody On Demand free for 14 days. Okay. And then as soon as they were done with that week, I kick them out of the group. I would. You're not in that group anymore. But before you're like, wow, Rhonda, I would message them first. I message first, like every week, like every couple of days. How's it going? How's that shit? They never wanted to leave. Okay, I can't leave. This is so different than the group you're running before. How can I stay? Right? So yeah, and I let them know. I'm really clear. Hey, guys, you got 2 days left in this group. I really am enjoying having you in here. I let them know you got 2 days left. Hey, last day in the group. Let them know you are like out the door if you don't like invest in yourself. If you do not invest in yourself, how do you expect your family and how do you expect to feel good and all these things? I had somebody today message me, and I always laugh when people tell me Shakeology is expensive. Now listen, I get it. Don't discredit that it's not. I get that it is, but people think it's a protein shake. So it's our job to teach them that it's not. And the fact that we don't have to take anything else and it's a meal, I'm like at $4 a day, I'm like, shut the front door. And it's changed my life. So just taking an extra minute to kind of just have that conversation. I'm having a phone call tomorrow at the pool, and I'm on vacation with a girl that wants to be a coach, and talking about all of this with her. Because, she wants to kind of hear my voice, and I want to be able to tell her, yeah, this is the real deal. This is not, something that's just, kind of saying you're going to get great results. Let's see. Megan says, what is something you write under your transformation post? How do you sign someone up as a coach when they already have a challenge or already have a challenge pack or their customer? So Megan, a couple things. I hope I'm going to answer this right. So in my challenge group letter that you guys all have under files, and then in my Shakeology letter, is Shakeology a protein shake? Both of those letters say, and this is so key, you guys have this, if you're interested in saving money and you want to be a coach, let me know. I can give you more details. Both of those letters say that, so I planted a seed and allowed them to know, because I got to be honest, I don't know why I have customers. I think people are crazy. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care if you don't work the business. Why are you doing that to yourself? That's $200 a year that you could go buy Nikes. Like, what are you thinking, right? So the other thing is, Megan, if somebody's already bought a challenge pack or they've bought Shakeology, let me start with this one. If they've already bought a challenge pack, they can sign up to be a coach for free in the first 30 days. Right? They can go and fill out the form in their back office, which you can't send to them anymore. They actually have to go in and get it. And then Beachbody will waive their coach fee, but they do still need to sign up for Shakeology, because as a coach, they need to make sure and go in and sign up for Shakeology at some point. But here's what I find most of my customers do. If they bought a challenge pack, I've got one that's doing it this week. She bought a challenge pack in the past. Her Shakeology is almost gone. Her Beachbody On Demand is almost on. She's just going to buy another Beachbody On Demand challenge pack and sign up to be a coach. Or what I always offer is the 3-day refresh challenge pack. I always offer the performance line challenge pack. I always offer, let's get you signed up for Shakeology so you can get it as a coach. It automatically will cancel their retail order. So when they sign up to be a coach, it automatically gets rid of the retail. But the other thing is there is a letter under files in the new coach training group. if anybody wants to know how to transition a customer to a coach, grab that letter, send it to your customer. It actually tells, just copy it. It literally is perfect. It tells you, hey, da 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 da, tells you, I just kind of thought this might be something you're interested in. It's super easy. I've never had anybody say no. Never. Everybody's like, yeah, I want to do that. Oh, okay. Did you guys know that 71% of discount coaches end up working the business? I don't care if they don't want to work it now. They're going to fall in love with y'all, and maybe they might. I'm going to bank that they're going to. Maybe they won't. That's okay. My mom won't ever. That's okay, but she's getting a killer discount. So I just want you guys to know. So Megan, did I answer your question on that? There's so many different ways I could answer that. I hope I did.
Yeah, I guess my question more specifically, so I have somebody that already has a challenge pack. They signed up about 40 days. No, not even. Okay, so Janie. So she started 21 days ago, I guess, technically. She might be past that. So I was thinking of talking with her about becoming a coach because originally she was going to, but signed up too quickly to have done it, if that makes sense.
So because she just signed up so quickly, this is what I would do, is I would message her and say, hey girl, I know you're getting ready to get your next Shakeology order as a customer. Do you still want to get a discount as a coach, right? Or transition into a coach? She can literally go and sign up to be a coach, sign up for Shakeology Home Direct. She'll pay the $40 fee, but because she already bought a challenge pack in the next 30 days, she can fill out the form. They'll waive it for her. They'll credit her back to her like within 2 weeks. Okay. So that would be the option. The other option, I've had a lot of coaches, like I shared with you, that they're getting ready to get their Shakeology order. They want to sign up to be a coach, so they end up getting the 3-day refresh challenge pack. A lot of people are doing that right now because they're like, January's over, February kind of sucked, and they're like, okay, I'm finally ready. Let me do the 3-day refresh, and it'll sit on the counter when they need it, but then they get their bag of Shakeology too.
Okay, so what if she totally bought the 3-day refresh today?
Oh my gosh.
We were just talking about, she's like, I said, I saw you made another order. And she's like, oh yeah, I bought the 3-day refresh. Let's do it together. And I was like, oh, I want you to be a coach so bad because she
is so cute. Okay, so what I would do is totally have her sign up to be a coach, have her sign up for the Shakeology at Home Direct, and then she will fill out the form to waive the $40 fee. Yeah, okay. But that way, this next shipment, and the way that you would word it, Megan, and you can look at that letter under the trading area. It's so great. It'd be such a great letter to send her. But say, hey girl, your next Shakeology shipment's getting ready to ship. Do you want to save $32 on it so that you're not paying $32 more for it as a customer? Yeah. Right. Okay. And her results are crazy. She's doing so good. People are going to want to work with her anyways. So whether it's a couple family members or friends.
Perfect. Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome. Anybody else have any questions?
Hey, Rhonda, I have a question really quick about, hello, the meal plan. Like, I'm really bad about that when it comes to the workouts. For me, I'm doing the shred program.
Yes.
And every now and then, like a bagel isn't on there. But for me, if I do it to the T, then I end up losing too much weight and I don't like my results. So how do you preach that to people but post your food and be like, oh, I'm doing the shred program, but yet they look on the thing, they're like, no, you're not.
I think it's really cool to be 100% honest. So, and just say, that you've noticed for your body, and this is actually, I shared this on the Bible study, I think last week, that I think is so important. You guys, your people will respect you so much. And I learned this from my sister. We are completely the same blood, but our bodies are 100% different. I could cut out bread and lose 2 pounds, and my sister would cut out bread and gain 4 pounds, right? Like, we are just not made the same. And so I think it's important that people know that there is a system that works, but you have found for you that you have to kind of tweak it slightly. Otherwise, you lose a little bit of weight. You're made differently, right? So like for me, when I was following the shred plan to the T, I'm not even kidding you guys, like ridiculously to the T, for like weeks on end, I noticed that I had to throw more rice in. I had to throw more quinoa in because my muscles started to look really flat. And I talked about this on a live video. I was like, listen, I got to start cycling again because I just look too thin. And so I totally get it, Michelle. So share that, and maybe even kind of share, I'm going to follow the shred plan with an occasional bagel added here or there. And I love that this is what I do. Is people go, well, is a shred plan, is it a lifestyle? And I'm like, absolutely, because I'm going to have cake and I'm going to have wine and I'm going to have cookies. And so I've got the shred plan to follow. You know what I mean? And so it's important that people know I'm following it, but I'm also going to expect to live my life.
Okay, good.
I get asked all the time if I'm following the 80-day obsession to the T, and the answer is no, I'm not. But I've been doing time nutrition for like a year. So I understand the time nutrition. I, for the most part, try not to eat my carbs in the evening. Sometimes I might if I had a long day and I feel like I'm going to need it, but I know my body, and I know the next day when I wake up, I'm going to be really tired if I didn't like more than I was supposed to do. So I think it's important just kind of sharing that with your people too. So Michelle, even kind of like typing that out, if you have something you share, say, all right, I'm following the shred plan with an occasional added bagel, and then people will laugh and they'll love you for it.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Any of you guys have any other last questions? So I want to raise a hand. I want to know who in the next 30 days is going to run their own challenge group, or at least run it with another coach. Raise your hand. Love it. All right. Shauna's like, oh my God. All right. You're so cute. All right. Who in the next 60 days is going to run their own group or run with another coach? Raise your hands. All right. So I highly suggest you guys do it. It doesn't mean that you can't be a part of my groups. Trust me, I will always let you be a part of mine. But I will tell you there will be some amazing confidence that happens when you do it. It is amazing. And I know it's scary, but think about that first post on Facebook that you did, but how much confidence it gave you after you came out of the closet. Well, guess what? It'll be the same way when you run your own challenge group. So, but I love you guys. I'm so proud of every single one of you guys. And you guys, this is why you guys are killing it. Like, you are showing up every day and you are doing everything that you're asked. And know that you need to set those expectations for your groups, because they'll be amazing from the get-go. And you'll learn. You'll be like, oh, that didn't work, so let me try this month. Oh, that didn't work. So you're going to learn what works and what doesn't, and what works for one coach doesn't always work for another. So trial and error. I've had many trial and errors. I've found for 2 years now, this has worked really well for me, but for the other 3 years, I was trial and error all the time. So you guys rock it, and I'm so proud of all of you guys. So have an amazing night. Any questions after this video in the coach group, totally ask them, but let's have an amazing week, you guys. Bye. Thank you so much for jumping on. Bye, everybody.